Chew on Head. This is a content creator I see almost everybody react to. And I saw an interesting topic on their channel. It's called the male loneliness epidemic. Me as a male, I was like, okay, sure, let me give my take on this. So with that said, you know, like, sub, all of that. Check out our Twitch down below. We try to stream at least 5 days a week and do a lot of fun stuff there, so check that out. And with that said, yo, I'm excited for this video. Let's get right into it. So like I said, I don't know like fully, and let me know y'all like this new setup. I'm kind of like trying to make you guys like see the screen more instead of me, because usually I have it like, you know, like this, which is good, but like I think this is just better because, you know, like you pretty much get the same type of thing. It's just reduced a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's just reduced a little bit, but in the sense it is kind of better. I got my socials down here, so go follow all those. So you know, it's nice, it's cool, and it's still big. So yo, like I said, I see a lot about this creator. I'm not sure what they fully make. I guess it's just interesting topics like this, but you know, I'm excited. I get to give my input, maybe some controversy. Let's see.
Hey, that's right. I regret to inform you, the men are not okay. That's right, folks. The men are not okay. The men have no friends, no girlfriend, no college education, no money, are breaking their legs and inserting metal rods.
Ooh, that's fair. See, I'm 6 foot. I could be happy, but like a lot of these girls nowadays, my fellow dudes in the chat and the comments, hey, they want a dude who's like 6'2" now. I'm like, bro. That's why I wear boots. That's why I wear height boosters. You know what I mean? Yes, chat. You know what I do. Yeah, so it's kind of cooked in that sense.
Their bones to be a few inches taller, and listening to AI Batman help them over.
Oh, I've listened to AI Batman a few times. He kind of gives me motivation. It picks me. I listen to AI Master Chief, bro. That's what I've done in my life.
Their pornography addictions.
You deserve real love.
Thank you, Batman. Thank you, Bruce.
That was built by and allegedly for men has indeed let them down. Now you might be thinking, oh look, another boo-hoo poor men video by Shoe on Head.
Wait, she made model porn?
Yes. And if you have a problem with that, tune into literally anything else.
Oh, okay, I like it. She kind of cool. You know, hey, shout out, man. You know, like this reminds me, a few months ago, I saw this post, and it was something like, what was it? It was something like it was a Twitter post, like Happy International Men's like Awareness Day, or like mental health. Bro, the quote tweets on that post like was shitting on men, like to the extent where it's just like, nah, men should just like, you know, free what, like, you know, keep themselves safe type shit, you know, like it was bad. It was bad. Oh, monster. Ooh, I haven't tried monster so long.
It seems nobody really cares. And the people who do care just seem like the people wwho want to sell them shit. Not me.
Fair.
I'm different.
Fair.
So before we get into this, let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
Okay, well, you know, I like those. You'll learn play a sponsor.
Holzkern is a young Austrian company that designs unique crafted watches and
made
from all natural materials.
I've been needing a cool watch. Fair enough. Hey, W sponsor.
For both men and women, making them the perfect gift for any occasion. They're a great blend of function and fashion, and overall, I just think they look very classy, especially the men's watch collection.
That's like,
I was pretty impressed with the silver casing and blue marble dial.
I might have to go pick one up. Or sponsor me, thank you.
A great gift for my boyfriend. He especially loved the casual yet stylish appearance, making it an ideal choice to wear both at work and at home. I'm also really happy with the watch I picked out. It's made from black and white marble.
Oh shit, that look kind of nice though.
Black leather bracelet that just feels so comfy. They also create elegantly crafted earrings.
Ooh,
handbags, sunglasses, and necklaces.
Okay,
like this rose marble elevation necklace.
I got you.
It makes a really memorable and unique gift for a loved one. All of their products have a 24-month warranty, and ordering online
damn, some of these watches look freaking, they look nice as hell. Hello. I mean, I wear like an Apple Watch on my left arm. Sometimes it fucking is heavy because I bought like the bigger one. But sometimes I feel like wearing an actual watch too, you know, like just to flex out a little bit, you know, if I'm going out.
2 to 5 days. So if you want to get
like Rolly
money,
you know,
watch and support the channel, I highly recommend checking out their store and clicking the link in the description below. Use my special code SHOE15 at checkout. That will give you 15% off for all products worldwide. So go to the link down below and choose your own unique piece of nature.
I like her camera settings because she looks very soft. You know, I like the soft colors they do. I'm not sure if that's intentional though.
During this video, and thank you, the viewer, as always, for not skipping the ad.
See, of course I would.
Boys struggling, and what should we do about it?
A few new studies have come out that have shown that young men are more lonely and single than ever before. But it's not just men. the women and children too. It's predicted 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030.
45%?
According to the media, this is a good thing. The she-economy is booming, as they say.
Which is good, like all for independent, like women, men, etc., anything in between, right? And happy, I think it's like Trans Visibility Day, so happy the Trans Visibility Day on the day I'm recording this. But like, in the sense of this, like, yo, like I'm all for independence, but in that sense of like, yo, that's kind of 45% single, like that doesn't sound too good. God damn, yikes.
Meanwhile, men being single is treated like this.
For any gender.
New study explains why some single men are having a hard time finding a new partner.
Some of the music that they listen to speaks very derogatory.
Right. Yeah, man, stop listening to that derogatory music.
I don't think it's that.
Maybe you won't be single. I don't know, I think men and women being single and lonely kind of shows there might be something wrong with society. Perhaps we should address this, not just wave it off as empowering or pathetic. According to several different articles, I love how that's my source. I read about it
articles?
on the internet.
Nice.
Research shows that people from individualist countries show a greater sense of loneliness. This is linked to socioeconomic development, increased education, a shift towards white-collar jobs, and urbanization. Japan also has an issue with loneliness. In fact, they have
because I heard in Japan that like there was like a pregnancy drop. So like a lot of women wanted people to come over to get children. I don't know how true that is, but I saw it on a TikTok. But listen, yeah, I saw it still.
Of people they call the hikikomori.
Hikikomori, yes.
Did I say that right? I don't care. Basically,
nice.
postmodern
like it.
hermits. Mostly young men who completely withdraw from society.
Oh, hikikomori?
Secluding themselves in their rooms for months and years at a time. In 2010, there was an estimated 700,000 hikikomori in Japan. And today, it's estimated to be about 1.55 million. And because of things like this, people aren't having babies. So Japan's population has been in a sharp decline.
That's what I said. See, give it to Azu and his TikTok as like a rotted brain. Amazing.
It's gotten so bad that Japan even produces videos of live action women staring into the camera to help the hikikomori learn to cope with eye contact and reintegrate them back into society. So basically, if you want to know America's future, look no further than Japan. A lot of people, including myself...
Oh wait, damn, that's kind of fucking depressing in that sense, no? Like fucking, fair enough, yo. That's why the fellow men watch girlfriend ASMR coming home from a long day rubbing your ears, etc. You know what I mean?
Is partially on the rise of social media and technology. R.I.P. to the king. Although technology makes things easier, it can also make us more atomized. Why go to the mall when I can just tap, buy a new microphone, and have it shipped to me in a day? Why hang out with friends when I can get all my social interaction I need from Twitter and streamers? Why go on dates and bother meeting women when I can just tap, Google big boob and get 2 million
big
results?
boobies, let's go.
High school crushes holes on OnlyFans for only $5. Instant dopamine, instant satisfaction.
No, but okay, so like the thing is with that, and even like, let me get personal here for a sense, right? Like in the sense of this, like, you know, like whether it's pornography or whatever you like, you know, do your business to. Like like I said, instant dopamine, but as soon as that dopamine goes away, it's kind of depressing. And in the sense too, like even pointless sex is like that. And let me go in a bit of an adult talk. Yeah, anyone who doesn't want to hear this, click off. But like in the sense of like how do I explain this? Like it's like I get the same feeling like when I have pointless sex that I do when I'm, you know, doing my business. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I'm thinking like, damn, that's kind of depressing. You know, sometimes people need the connection. I feel like I need the connection. I'm past the phase where I'm just like, yeah, hooking up. I feel like hooking up's so pointless. Like I don't like it too much, you know?
Needs a real woman when you could just have an AI girlfriend. We're so
Bro.
Dating apps really are the great Satan, and I'm convinced they've completely broken men's brains. Women on dating apps are picky. Women in general are picky.
They're picky as shit, bro. No, I'm thinking like, for example, like I remember one of my friends once. She like made like because I was saying, yo, like, for some dudes dating, like, and this is research, like I think it was like they swipe 10% of dudes and dudes swipe like 90% of women. But like she like did like a bench. She legit put a picture of a bench on Tinder. Bro, 100 fucking likes, you know? And then you put like a fake dude, like a nice hot looking dude, pretty, like an 8 out of 10, 7 at least, right? Bro, that motherfucker has like nowhere near 100 like per fucking day. It's crazy.
Naturally, we are pickier. You know, we're the ones who carry the babies. at least for now. But on dating apps, you have to admit, it's a little insane.
Wait. Let's see that. Let's see that.
For now. But on dating apps, you have to admit,
I need to see this. Okay, how men rate women? Least attractive, 6% most attractive. Okay, so it was like that. Damn. That's bad. That's crazy. Oh, that's insane. Oh, damn.
Insane. It's safe to say that the commodification of love and the window shopping of dating apps probably has to do a lot with the rise of lonely single men. Men are not just lonely when it comes to dating, they're lonely when it comes to friendship too. According to Vox, Americans are currently in a friendship recession, and men are being hit the hardest. The percentage of men who reported having at least 6 close friendships fell in half since the 90s. 1 in 5 men say they have no close friendships.
Thankfully I do have close friends. There are moments where I feel like some people aren't there because they're busy, but like I feel like truly there's always someone there. Yeah, I don't know if it's for everyone, but like I feel like I do have like friends I can always go to, you know. But then there's like always like something like, as a single man, I think I'm happily single, but sometimes there are, you know, the days like you almost just like you're kind of missing something, and I feel like that something would be like a connection, which would be a partner. And when having a partner is nice, right? But sometimes it's also taxing. Very taxing. I think talking stages are taxing. I don't know. I'm just rambling on at this point.
These statistics, the explosion of figures like Andrew Tate is not surprising at all.
I believe being a man is a blessing because it starts so difficult. I believe that every man is born without
oh no, don't play a fucking Andrew Tate TikTok,
never
bro.
I think you're important unless you make yourself important.
And recently, a new study came out about how young men are moving towards the right. And every other month, we, the liberal, sockdem, leftist, whatever you want to call the space online, performs the same song and dance. What's wrong with men? Why is this happening? Why don't we have a leftist Andrew Tate? We need to push men to the left.
We actually don't.
Andrew Tate
it's crazy.
rarely, if ever, talks about politics. Andrew Tate talks about men, and the left only talks about men when they talk about Andrew Tate.
Oh, damn, that's actually kind of true. Shit.
Dances, some progressive people I follow made the mistake of addressing men's issues, and the even bigger mistake of pointing their finger at their own.
The reason young men flock to alt-right MRA movements is because the left gives brain. Okay, fair enough.
Spaces for not doing enough to address said men's issues.
Recently, there were some statistics by healthcare company Cigna indicating that men are the loneliest generation, and addressing it doesn't mean that
like
you
this
turn
generation
your back on issues pertaining to women, but it does mean that we should be focused on what it is in society that is leading to this epidemic, what the left can do to offer solutions, and how we can basically fight back against the more nefarious figures who have filled the void that, you know, men are struggling with, people like Jordan Peterson and what have you. Now, recently, Vosh, who's a popular streamer, had tweeted this thread that I think is really, really important to address. He writes, "I cannot stress enough how important it is to understand that 12-year-old white boys on Twitch are not being pulled into fascism because of some Machiavellian desire to preserve and expand
That's a big word, goddamn.
It's because the right talks to them and the left doesn't."
The responses to these tweets and this content were very normal, level-headed, and respectful.
Yeah,
Me when I lie.
Yeah.
LMAO, cry about it. Boo f***ing who? Oh no, poor widow men having problems.
Yeah.
Boo f***ing who? Grow the f*** up.
That's what I meant at the start.
Being smarter.
Yeah, that's bad.
Sad little moids and their sad little tweets about their sad, pathetic lives. Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, bro, this is what I mean, man. Like, oh, some girls on Twitter, not just girls. It could be like even some dudes attacking dudes on Twitter. Like, it's rough out there. It do be rough out there, yo.
The lack of compassion for men in the room with us right now. Maybe men are just not good people then. I'm so fucking tired of people trying to make male loneliness a huge societal problem. Yeah, no, their fifis are not my responsibility, and I shouldn't have to be punished because they can't get their shit together as human beings.
That's rough.
Why are we trying to win these entitled little predators over? The left isn't for them. That's why they go right in the first place. We're all lonely and alienated. It's young men going to the alt-right in droves. The problem isn't our messaging, it's them. It's literally not our problem. Men flock to Andrew Tate not because they're lonely, but because they're bigots. Hope this helps. Nah, it's just misogynists being louder than before and not getting laid. LOL. Cry harder, losers. 90% of all homicides recorded worldwide were committed by male perpetrators. genders.
Oh, wow.
We should just get rid of all males, to be honest. This
Damn,
includes
look,
trans women,
transphobia
as they
too,
still
god
retain
damn.
male violence. By the way, you know the Tumblr feminists who were like, all men are sexist and rapists, male tears, penises are evil, blah 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 back in the day? Well, this is them now. Should've just let me cook back then. Listen up, chuckle.
Chuckle
I'm
fuck.
white,
That's I've never heard that in my
autistic,
life.
In my 40s, ugly, overweight, crippled, got a weird balding pattern, and have bad skin.
At least you're honest.
You
Shit.
know what I didn't do? Choose to become a fascist. Because I recognize most of the sort that look like me are the problem. I may be hideously ugly and pathetic, but at least I'm not a fascist. Thank you for your input, buddy. You're really helping the situation. The reason young men flock to alt-right MRA movements is because the left gives brain-dead advice to young men. We need to be more compassionate to them, for our own sake. I'm sorry, but how is respect women brain-dead advice? What advice? Don't rape?
Oh no,
Don't
this
be a
is going
rapist
bad.
Is bad advice?
Oh
But I have no
no.
friends or community. I feel suicidal. Have you considered not raping? I'm like a decent fucking human being. It's not hard.
Bro,
It's
honestly, I feel
brain-dead
bad for the
advice.
dude got
Brain-dead
jumped.
advice, like, get consent and don't be a Nazi and women are people. Walking up to men struggling with loneliness and depression.
Yeah,
like
but bro, like,
kids.
hey, bro, I'm going through it. I might even say like the fucking something, the three letter word what I want to do, and then someone gonna be like, yeah, you respect women, brother. But you know, like it's like that tweet reminds me of just like I love waffles. What? So you hate pancakes? Like that type of one, man.
Don't be racist.
Is that the show?
Here's my actual advice I would give to my teen boys as a leftist. 1. Always get enthusiastic consent. 2. Save the planet. 3. Don't say that. It's actually kind of racist. Like, what the f is this? How does this address men and their issues? It doesn't. Why does their advice always seem to be, become a liberal? Hey men, here's how to fix all your problems. Agree with me politically. Men flock to the MRA movement because they're the largest beneficiaries of MRA shit. Imagine saying women flock to women's rights activism because they're the biggest beneficiaries of women's rights. Like, no f***ing shit. Let's be honest. Aside from procreation purposes, men have become obsolete.
Yeah, my brother here is saying that. Crazy. Alright, fair enough.
Of achieving orgasm without a man there. And speaking as a man, most of us are horrid to be around. And I don't blame any woman for just saying,
Friendly fire?
thanks.
My brother.
God, dude, this is what every Just Pearly Things tweet looks like to me. Just with the gender swapped. This is pathetic. You know what fixes male loneliness? Jerking off. As a man, I'll say this. Sit down, shut up, and beat one out. You'll feel better.
No, you won't.
Yeah, guys, just beat one out. Just off. Just watch porn. Batman will be very disappointed in all of you. It's so funny how men feel entitled to a girlfriend.
I'm sorry,
No,
Bruce.
Sexist freak. When one side is like, wanting a girlfriend is sexist entitlement, and the other side is like, here's how to get a girlfriend. I don't know, bro.
I'm so confused. It's like you can't win here.
Now they just come on here and try to make their
That's an insane comment,
by
the way. That's so sad.
Trust me, men are still kicking the bucket. They're not giving mind-blowing advice like just to be a liberal. They're outright dismissing men's issues completely. It's not our job to educate them. Since men created the problem, they need to take steps to fix it. We have other things to care about. Men can figure out their own problems
I see
that they
this, bro.
created.
It's actually
Again,
like so
it's not
toxic.
women's
It's so
jobs to
sad. Twitter's
teach how
sad
men are
place.
socialized.
Yeah.
It's a man issue, and y'all need to address that amongst yourselves. Men created their own problems. Men can solve their own problems. The left is busy. Why does the well-being of other
It's bad in that sense. You know what I mean? Like to the point where it's almost just like, yeah, very toxic. And I don't know how you even solve that because that's just yikes. Like that is very a yikes situation.
people concern me? Leftist, by the way. It's all systemic issues and societal factors and blah 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 until it's a man and then suddenly it's pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. This problem is just a consequence of the patriarchy. Now take a wild guess about which gender created the patriarchy. Solve your own problems and leave women alone. These people rightly mock the bootstraps rhetoric until the subject is a man and then it's bootstraps all the way down. They would never talk about any other group this way. It's wild.
That's true.
And it's kinda
That's
like
true.
both sides are telling men to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but one is like, I'll show you how, and the other
Yeah, it's
is
almost just like pull yourself back together. And then one of the things like kick the bucket. It's like, what do you want me to do? Be here and solve my problems or just dip out? Like, what the fuck? Hello?
fuck off. And when they're not telling men to straight up f off, they're giving the 200 IQ answer that nobody has ever heard before. Just show your emotions, bro. And I'm not dismissing this
But then when
problem,
they do,
okay?
it's bad too.
I've made videos talking about this. Oh, you're crying at your grandfather's funeral? Okay, faggot. And some have shown that men are scared to be vulnerable, even around the homies. And can you blame them when the media says stupid like this? Fellas, is it woke to
Okay, is it woke?
open up to your fellow men and discuss history?
That's
men
insane.
are socialized to believe strength, dominance, and stoicism are behaviors of a real man. Is it any surprise that men are lonely and have less friends nowadays?
That's
you
insane.
have to be
That's sad.
vulnerable to make friends. Don't tell me there aren't systemic problems affecting men. Now, while a lot of this may be true, men have been socialized this way for centuries, and this is all relatively a new phenomenon.
I wouldn't say it's new, but like in the sense that like online, like social medias is like a very like more prominent now. Then like in that sense, is kind of new. You feel me, chat? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just more visible.
Toxic masculinity has existed forever. If anything, there's less toxic masculinity nowadays. The cultural embrace of like gender nonconformity,
Oh, she meant
femboys,
toxic
Harry
masculinity.
Styles
Okay,
in a
fair.
dress, Barbie movie, blah 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 blah. My point is, toxic masculinity did not just appear in the mid 2010s.
That's true. That's
but
true.
social media did, and the
That's what I
internet
said,
did, and
social media.
The rise of dating apps did, and the housing crisis, and living in a country where the wealth inequality is worse than it was during the Gilded Age. That all happened recently. Oh my god, the privileged life these poor little boys must have, that their biggest problem is being lonely, i.e. so insufferable that nobody wants to sleep with them. So much more pressing than the poor distribution of wealth causing people to suffer food and housing insecurity. Ooh, you're lonely and have no friends and are suicidal? Wah. Because feeling alienated under capitalism apparently isn't a thing. People are working harder and longer while wages have been stagnant. Men have been dropping out of college like flies. And what does that get you? Poor men. Which, since women are doing amazing in college now, and many are now out-earning men, this most of the time leads to single men, which then leads to lonely men, which leads to depressed men, which leads to the high suicide rate.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
literally.
leftism at a policy level does a great job addressing the shitty material conditions that in part lead to the problems that men are facing, but then absolutely drops the ball when it comes to everything and anything related to men's cultural issues. Many such cases. And why would a struggling man even want to move left when the left appears actively hostile to them?
Like
the question of whether or not the hashtag online left does enough to appeal to hashtag men has become the question du jour. And like, men have most of the money, authority, and do most of the murdering and assaulting.
The average young man in America isn't Jeff Bezos. Also, why did this motherfucker just FBI crime statistics at me? Men do the most murder. Okay?
They like having all of the stuff they don't deserve. They like that. They want it to stay that way because it suits them. Because of the stuff, telling people they're special and deserve all the nice shit that they have, that's going to be an easier sell 10 times out of 10 than like saying, hey, maybe you should have less stuff and other people should have more.
Leftism is when you don't have a lot of stuff. We're going to take your stuff. You sound like a 65-year-old Fox News boomer's idea of what the left is.
Literally,
right?
right?
CIA agent? The right is saying
Could be
to
CIA.
men, you will
Never know,
own
man.
a house. You will have beautiful children with your loving wife. You will have privacy. You
American
will have
dream.
free speech.
Real,
you will
man.
own things, and you will be happy. And the left is like,
They like having all of the stuff they don't deserve.
but don't get me wrong.
Oh my God.
Republicans will
Who
not
could be
do
happy?
shit. The Republican Party will not do shit. The establishment in general will not do shit to help any of this. But the right is, at least rhetorically, offering men something other than nothing or the eternal HR
You know,
department.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really follow politics like that. I'm from London, from the UK. So like whenever I hear like American left right, my brain just clocks out. I'm like, which direction are we going? Like I don't know, because I don't follow politics in the sense of this like where I know fucking all the fucking ideals of the like people on the right and people on the left. Like Sometimes I hear both are bad, sometimes I hear one of them is bad. Like I haven't researched it enough to see what both of the views are. So yeah.
Every time this Discord comes up, there's people like, we need a leftist Andrew Tate. We need masculine role models on the left. But the fact is, it's hard for progressives to organically appeal to men, because a large part of progressivism is oppressive hierarchies, and men are oppressors. Making progressivism look appealing to young men is an uphill battle from the start. And although it's funny to laugh at insane people on Twitter, as always, there have been a lot of left-wing content creators talking about men's issues. If you would have told me this would be a thing 9 years ago, I I would not believe you because anyone talking about men's issues back in the day was called an MRA or...
I have no clue what MRA is.
But lately I have seen a lot of good pro-men lefty content, and I'll put some links to some below. I don't agree with all the points they say, but I recommend watching. It's much better than...
They like having all of the stuff they don't deserve.
But the issue is a lot of this lefty pro-men
I wonder if she starts beef with this random like fucking content creators who create like commentary content type of shit, you know? Like, that's funny.
It's always framed around, how do we get them? As if men are just pawns and tools for your personal politics. How do we make the left more appealing to men? How do we stop lonely men from moving to Andrew Tate? Instead of just, how do we help men? And I think that's a really big issue. Both sides seem to treat men as political fodder. Disposable soldiers in the culture war and real war. Anyway, misandry is real. Oh, good. Finally. And while it doesn't systemically affect cis men, it most certainly affects trans men.
Oh, wow.
So, y'all talking about misandry doesn't harm men, and trans men are right there.
Well, trans men are men, right? In that sense. Yeah? I feel like you even like trying to like undeem saying like, I feel like, oh no, putting a label saying trans men, obviously like, yes, they're trans, but at the end of the day, like they transition to be a man, right? So you just saying like, okay, whatever. I don't know.
By the way. I see, now we only care about misandry because it affects trans men. Everyone stop. It's affecting a group I care about now. I love how the rhetoric just like evolved overnight from male tears to cis male tears. And I just have to ask, why aren't you including trans men in your misandry,
Nobody told me how lonely
I've seen this ages ago.
being a man is. We knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to like have people want to hug us and to have people want to.
That's that video. I've seen this before.
Community, and then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you. And friends.
Like, it's fucked because like I'm pretty from what I know, like this person transitioned like to a man, and like it's just kind of like fucked in that sense because they realize how lonely it is like sometimes being a man. Like it's kind of fucked. You know, I'm happy in a position where like I'm not like fully depressed and lonely. There do be days I'm like, damn, I'm kind of lonely, but not to the point I'm like, damn, like it's bad, thankfully, you know. But some people do go for that, and it's bad, man. Like it sucks what they do.
They're so much harder to build. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid, but I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men.
Welcome to being a man. Here's your complimentary isolation and yellow pillow. I love how even when he's experiencing the issues of being a man, he's like, this doesn't invalidate people hating men. Come on, bro. Men struggling don't want to be lectured about the patriarchy. They don't want to be told it's all their fault. They don't want to be told they're part of the problem because, first of all, they're not. The average 20-year-old didn't build society. They go to work, come home, off to sissy hypno fetish porn, and go to bed like everyone else. I've talked about this before, but a lot of men's value comes from the money they make, unfortunately. Men are natural providers, and if they have nobody to provide for, they get into Findom or send random girls on the internet
crazy.
I'm just kidding, but the fact is, a lot of men simply feel like they don't have a purpose anymore. Whether a job or a career that's fulfilling and pays well, or a woman or family to protect and take care of and provide for, men are lacking purpose. And a man will crawl through broken glass for a purpose. But you know who does make them feel like they have a purpose?
Really? Jesus?
No, not him.
I say that life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without value. Society doesn't care about you.
The absolute audacity to act shocked that Andrew Tate is scooping these guys up after a decade of lol male tears is insane. Andrew Tate isn't the solution to men's problems.
That's true. In the grand scheme of things, it's just somebody was able to like, you know, hear like, I can't even get my words out here. Like whatever the males wanted to hear, they heard. You know, like Andrew Tate just had to say the words that like what these men wanted to hear, and someone finally said the words they wanted to hear. And it was like kind of like, yo, I'm in there now. Cool. You know, like easy like that.
He is talking to them. The fact is, you did not care about them for years. And even now you just want to recruit them, not help them. And that's why you will fail. And hey, maybe I'll be the Andrew Tate of the left. Men, listen up. Wash your penis. So
yeah,
I'll leave you guys with a question.
I like her.
Why
She's
do
cool.
you think male loneliness has been increasing? What are your solutions for this problem? And are you dealing with loneliness? And I will see you guys next time with a new video. Bye.
She cool. I like her. She cool. Like that was like my first time watching a video of Sean Head. Actually a banger. She seemed kind of cool. I for sure check out some other videos. Like politic wise, I don't really dive into too much of that, but like some other topics she really does go into, like society. I don't mind doing like maybe like once or twice a week. So yo, if you have any other videos from Sean Head you guys want me to check out, hey, let me know. Like any other creator. That's cool. Maybe not Rada. I think Rada Mango like kind of does this, but like Rada Mango's videos are like 3 hours long. This was 20, a lot easier. But yeah, let me know. What a banger video. Let me know. That's cool. That's cool. Like diving into topics, I can give like my view as a male. I'm excited to see other comments on like your view on like being a male, or like even to females or any other gender down below. Let me know. With that said, yo, I'll see all of y'all next time. Bye bye.